Today we're going to work with division with decimals. And the good news is we're still going to use the same processes that we used before, but we have to deal with this decimal. So let's say that I have 2.7 divided into 15.39. Well, the first thing you notice is that we have a decimal on the outside that we need to deal with. So here's how we deal with it. We cannot divide by a decimal on the outside, so we make it a whole number by moving the decimal. If I move it one place on the outside, I need to move it one place on the inside. They have to match. So let's rewrite this problem now. Now the problem is 27 divided into 153.9. That's my problem now. Now, what do I do with that decimal? It's very simple. Just bring it up like that. And then from that point on, we ignore the decimal. Now, something else that dividing with decimals allows us to do is if a problem does not come out evenly, remember how you got remainders on some problems? Now, if I need to, I can add zeros and keep going instead of just having a remainder. All right? You won't always have to keep going, but sometimes you might. So let's go through our process like we always do. We ask, how many times will 27 go into 1? It won't. How many times will 27 go into 15? It won't. How many times will 27 go into 153? So I come over to the side and I try something. 27 times, I'll try 5. 5 times 7 is 35, carry a 3. 10 plus 3 is 13. If you're not sure, try 27 times 6. 6 times 7 is 42, carry a 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. So 6 times is too many. We need to use 5 times. So I put the 5 above the 3. I put the 135 below the 153, and I subtract just like before. Still normal division. So I do my subtraction, which means I need to borrow. Make this a 4, that a 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now, what is always my next step in division? Bring down the next number. Just ignore that decimal. So let's just bring down the 9. And now we see how many times will 27 go into 189. Well, I had tried 6 times right here and got 162. Let's try 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. Carry a 4. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 4 is 189. So it goes in exactly 7 times. And you must put the 189 down here and subtract to prove that. So your answer is 5.7. It's just like regular division, but you have to move the decimal before you start. If you only have to move the decimal, though, if the number on the outside is a decimal. Let's look at another problem that's a little different. That is still decimal division. How about this problem? $12 into 100. Now, I don't see any decimals, so do we need to move any decimals? No, but I'm going to show you that this is a decimal division problem. So let's get started. How many times will 12 go into 1? It won't. How many times will 12 go into 10? It won't. How many times will 12 go into 100? So if we're going to find out how many times 12 goes into 100, we should just know our times tables, right? What's 8 times 12? That's a times table that we should know. That's 96, and that's what we're going to use. So I put the 8 above the 0. 8 times 12 is 96, and I subtract, do my borrowing, okay, 10, 9, 10, and I'm left with a 4. All right, we have a remainder. this is where decimal division can help us. I can write any whole number as 100.00. And I can just keep on going with my division now. Where do I put the decimal? I just bring it up. And now I bring down the next number just like we did before. Bring down your 0. And now I ask, how many times will 12 go into 40? 3 times. 3 times 12 is 36. Do my subtraction. I get a 4. Bring down the next 0. That is correct. We're going into 40 again. So it looks like this is going to be a repeating decimal. And that's as far as I'm going to require you to go, is either the hundredths or the thousandths place. The answer to this problem is 8.33. Okay? Let's do one more problem. (2.8) into 49.29. Okay, we've got a decimal on the outside, so we need to move it. Let's just rewrite it. We're going to move it one place here, which means I move it one place here. Remember, those have to match. So this problem is going to become 28 into 492.9. Now it's regular division. So I ask, how many times will 28 go into 4? None. How many times will 28 go into 49? I believe you're right, because 2 times is 56. So we put a 1 above the 9. 1 times 28 is 28, and then I subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. Bring down the 2. Now I ask, how many times will 28 go into 212? So I need to come over to the side and try something. Maybe 6 times. 6 times 8 is 48. Carry a 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. I think I can get closer than that. 28 times 7. 7 times 8 is 56. Carry a 5. 196. If you're not sure, try 8 times. 28 times 8, 64. Carry a 6. 224 is too big. So we're going to use this one. I put 7 there. Remember, we just bring up this decimal. That's all we have to do with it. 7 times 28 is 196. We just calculated that. And I subtract. 6 is 6. 10 minus 9 is 1. Down 1. Now I'm dividing 28 into 169. Well, here we go. 28 times 6 is 168. So I've already got the work done. So I put a 6 up here, and I multiply 168. Subtract. Now look what happens. I have a remainder. So I can add zeros and keep going. Now I'm not going to make you go forever. 2 or 3 places is enough. So when I bring down this next number, which is a 0, I want you to watch what happens. I don't think we've seen this situation before. How many times will 28 go into 10? None. If that happens in the middle of the problem, then I have to put a 0 up here and then bring down the next 0. And now I ask, how many times will 28 go into 100? Now, didn't I have 28 times 2 is 56? So what is it probably going to be? 28 times 3, 24, carry it, yep, it's going to be 84. So I put a 3 there, I put my 84 here, And then I could subtract and keep going. Okay, this would be 16. I could add another 0 and keep going. All right, but obviously this problem could go on a long time. This is far enough, 17.603 for me. If you go to the hundredths or the thousandths place, this is the hundredths place, this is the thousandths place, that's far enough. And we're going to stop there for today.